Like to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the regular session of October 4th, 2017. Commissioners, we've got the consent agenda in front of us, which we were provided last Friday. If there's any questions, we can discuss those. However, otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as shown.
Make a motion we approve the consent agenda as in the agenda.
Second.
Humphrey.
Aye?
Painter.
Yes.
Hubel.
Yes. And turning over to page 6, we have the non-consent agenda, first item 13, to pay our bills, resolution 151-17 in the amount of $684,541.81. Can we get a motion for resolution 151-17?
I move that we pay the bills.
Second?
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye?
Mr. Hubel.
Yes. And item 14.
Good morning.
Morning, Wade.
This is fancy. We don't need this, do we? Okay. Sorry for the delay. Agenda item number 14 is a recommendation from myself, Wade Grabowski, Clermont County Facilities Management, with the concurrence of Mr. Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to approve the request to advertise for bids for the Treasurer's Office remodel project pursuant to the plans and specifications therefore, and to authorize the Clerk of the Board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on Thursday, 10/5/2017, scheduling a non-mandatory pre-bid meeting on Wednesday, 10/11/2017 at 9 a.m. local time to be held at the Clermont County Treasurer's Office located at 101 East Main Street, 2nd floor, Batavia, with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, 10/26/17 in the Office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud shortly thereafter, and this notice will also be posted on the Clermont County website as indicated.
We get a motion then to approve the request to advertise for bids for the Treasurer's Office remodel project as referenced in item 14.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye?
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wade. Item 15. Morning, Craig.
Morning.
Morning.
Craig Resner, Clermont County Engineer's Office. Item number 15, a recommendation of Patrick J. Monger, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to execute record plat number 6293013 for the replat of lot in the following subdivision located in Union Township. It's lot number 29, Clermont Woods Subdivision, Section 1.
Okay, can we then get a motion to execute a record plat 629-3013 as referenced in the table in item 15?
So moved.
Second?
Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye?
Mr. Hubel.
Yes. 16.
16 is recommendation of Patrick J. Monger, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to execute record plat number 6293014 for the following subdivision located in Batavia Township, and further to execute a performance and maintenance bond as well as a performance bond for sidewalks as surety for same relative to the construction of the below listed streets. It's Twin Gate Subdivision Section 2B. We have a performance bond for $99,000, maintenance bond for $36,000, and a performance bond for sidewalks $115,720.
We get a motion then to execute record plat 629-3014 as referenced in the table in item 16.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye?
Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes. Thanks, Craig. Good morning, Deputy Assistant Administrator.
Something like that. Good morning. Andy Kukta. This is a recommendation to execute satisfaction of mortgage, certifying the terms of the mortgages and promissory notes that they secured have been satisfied, and authorizing the recorder to release said mortgages of record for the following properties. And the properties are listed in the table on the next page. This is for septic system rehab program paid for from CDBG block grant dollars. It's a 5-year mortgage that's placed on each property that wears away a little bit each year, and after 5 years, they're released. That way people don't get their septic system replaced with grant dollars and then turn around and sell their property for a profit right away.
Okay, can we then get a motion to execute satisfactions of mortgage, certifying that the terms of the mortgage and promissory notes they secure have been satisfied, and authorizing the recorder to release the said mortgages of record for the following properties as referenced in the table in item 17.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes. Thanks, Ann. And 18. Morning, Bob.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Bob Sander, Human Resources. Item 18 is a recommendation with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to amend Appendix 4.09 of the Clermont County Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual with respect to the Clermont County Classification Plan to 1, amend the current pay range of the position of Emergency Management Agency Director, classification number 89285, from pay range C to pay range D, and 2, to add the positions of Emergency Management Agency Program Manager 1, classification number 79315, pay range 14, and EMA Program Manager 2, classification number 79316, pay range A, as identified in Exhibit A, attached hereto and made a part thereof, effective 10/4/2017, and further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and appendices accordingly. Items 18 and 19 are hinged together, but first we have to establish these jobs on our classification plan.
Okay. We'll, I guess, approach them in separate motions. Okay. Then for 18, can we get a motion then to amend Appendix 4.09 of the County Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual as referenced?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Item 19 is a recommendation of Pam Haverkos, who is a Director of Clermont County Emergency Management Agency, with the concurrence of Andy Kukta, Interim Assistant County Administrator, to adopt a revised table of organization for the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency to 1, delete the position of Fiscal Support Coordinator, classification number 19133, pay range 12, and 2, to add the positions of EMA Program Manager 1, classification number 79315, pay range 14, and EMA Program Manager 2, classification number 79316, pay range A, as outlined in Exhibit A attached hereto and made a part thereof effective 10/4/17. This puts those jobs on the table of organization.
Okay. And can I receive a motion then to adopt a revised table of organization for the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency? First, to delete the position of the Fiscal Support Coordinator, and secondly, to add the position of EMA Program Manager 1.
And 2.
And 2. Program Manager 2. Correct. Good change.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
There are some personnel actions associated with those moves. Item 20 are those personnel actions. Recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to approve the following personnel actions. Pamela Haverkos, salary increase effective September 25th, 2017. Loretta Schluter, EMA Program Manager 1, effective 10/9/2017.
Good, then can we get a motion then to approve the personnel actions as referenced in item 20?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Good morning, Suki.
Good morning. Suki Sheets with the Office of Management and Budget. Item 21 is a recommendation to approve the establishment of a fund that we are going to number 1003. This will be the Medicaid Sales Tax Transition Fund. If you all remember when the governor and the state adopted the current state fiscal year budget, they did authorize 2 counties some transition money for the loss of the sales tax revenue from Medicaid. They also required in that legislation that we establish a special fund to receive those, and then we are going to be allowed to distribute those back out. So we're going to get 2 payments. They're going to have to go into this new fund. Then we're going to close the fund by giving those new payments that we receive back to general fund, which is the only place our sales tax goes. In some counties, they may break their sales tax up and put it in different places, and I believe that was the intent of why the legislation was written that way. So we're going to establish this fund as required, and it will receive the transition payments that are intended to mitigate the effects of and assist in the adjustment to the reduced sales tax revenue caused by the repeal of the sales tax collected by the Medicaid health insuring corporations, and we will distribute the same by transferring them to the general fund. So we'll get one in November, we'll get another one early next year. Whether we transfer it all at one time, I think I'll probably wait till the end and just make one transfer and close it out.
And do we know, Suki, what the dollar amount?
It'll be about $1.4 million, which is about 75% of 1 year's worth of our sales tax.
1.8, which is what we were getting about?
Yeah, about 75% of what we were getting, what they estimated we were getting. We're actually getting a little bit more than that. The only reason next year I may not rescind the fund is if the state comes back with subsequent transitional type payments. They're talking about that right now. Nothing's been firmed up. So there's a chance that they will give us one-time monies again next year, and maybe going into a little bit into 2019. They're saying that may now hinge on how the state's revenues do compared to what the state plan is. So it's a wait and see. Whether they require that go into this fund is something we'll kind of keep our eyes open for.
I thought there was a sentence or two right down there at the bottom that said they kind of had the opportunity to review that as to where the state stood as far as.
Yes, they were going to, in essence, say, if we do well, we will share some more monies with you. But if we don't meet our goals, we're not going to give you any more transition type money.
As I recall from our previous discussion of the 2018 budget, we did not include the $1.4 million, so this is.
In what I'm doing, well, when we did the 2018, no, because I didn't know exactly whether it was going to go through, because that was before the budget was adopted. For the 2018 appropriations, I will include it for this 1 year, with the understanding that when 2019 hits us, those will be gone and we'll adjust. So
Originally, you didn't include.
originally in the tax budget, I did not. You're exactly
You were
right.
able to make ends meet, so.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll see with the appropriation. We have those in the revenue estimates for next year. I have this year adjusted for the loss of it starting. We should see that impact starting this coming month. For October, November, and December, it should be lower based on those taxes not being distributed to us. The taxes actually stopped being collected in July. So when we go into appropriation time, when we really balance the budget, we're going to go ahead and leave those in, the transition money in, and then look into the future and see what that's going to have to adjust for.
The fact that we really weren't planning on it, and it's a one-time payment, it'd be nice to kind of squirrel this away to a rainy day fund. if we could.
We could do that, but, well, we'll talk about that when we get to the appropriation, because the fund balance is still pretty good because of the growth that we saw in regular sales tax this year over and above what we planned.
Good is
So
good,
we are-
and great is great, so.
Great, you're right, you're right.
Okay. Then can we get a motion to approve the establishment of Fund Number 1003 as the Medicaid Sales Tax Transition Fund as referenced in item 21.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
And we do have one supplemental appropriation this week, and it kind of ties with what Andy just did on the satisfaction of mortgages. In the CDBG septic system rehab program, if they do not satisfy their mortgages, they are required to pay back those CDBG funds. They then go into this separate fund called septic system rehab, and we're allowed to use that under the recommendation of the General Health District, who controls where those monies go, for additional septic programs, septic rehab efforts. So we have about $31,000 in that fund. We appropriated $25,000 this year. We're going to go ahead and appropriate another $10,000 because they are finding projects that these funds can be utilized for.
But that 10,000 can only be used to further septic rehab.
Yes, and once it's gone, the only other revenue stream is if anybody else that may default on their mortgage.
We get a motion then to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual supplemental appropriations, Resolution 178-16, as referenced in 22.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Yes.
Mr. Yule?
Yes. Thanks, Suki. And we have 3 add-ons. Tom, does it matter which order we take these in?
We can do CTC as a grant.
Okay. Good. Morning, Lisa.
Morning. My recommendation, Lisa Gatwood, Director of Clermont Transportation Connection, with the concurrence of Andy Kukta, Interim Assistant County Administrator, to adopt resolution number, what number you got? Thank you. 152-17, resolving to authorize David A. Jubal, President of the County Commissioners, or in his absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute grant contract number EHTA 0067018 by and between the Clermont County Board of Commissioners and the State of Ohio Department of Transportation in Columbus, Ohio, for the state fiscal year 2018 Elderly and Disabled Transit Fare Assistance Program, which provides for public transportation services at a reduced rate for elderly and disabled passengers traveling in Clermont County, parts of Hamilton County, and the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, in the amount of $36,572 for calendar year 2018 pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth therein and in compliance with the Ohio Department of Transportation state fiscal year 2018 urban transit system allocations therefore.
Okay. Any questions? And I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 152-17 to execute a contract, execute the grant contract between the County Commissioners and the State of Ohio Department of Transportation as referenced in the add-on.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
And Lisa, before you leave,
Yes.
this grant of $36,000, what does that actually do for our elderly? What does that make their reduction or?
If someone is riding our door-to-door service, the normal adult fare would be $4.75 each way.
Okay.
So this reduces their fare down to $2.35 each way.
Okay.
So it is a nice reduction. What it does is this grant helps us to recover those reduced fares from the state.
Yeah.
So it's a great program.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wade, welcome again.
Morning again. Our second add-on is a recommendation from myself, Wade Grabowski, Director of Clermont County Facilities Management, with the concurrence of Mr. Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to accept the contract by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Perkins Carmack Construction, also known as PC Construction, Milford, Ohio, for the Clermont County Domestic Relations Clerk of Courts building project located in the village of Batavia is complete as of December 16, 2016, and to approve the application for payment number 5 final, which represents the release of retainage in the principal amount of $23,760 plus all accrued interest earned thereon relative thereto, and contingent upon the receipt of a valid affidavit of the contractor subcontractor for MDX Inc., as well as a correct affidavit of the contractor, subcontractor for prevailing wages for tri-state concrete sawing relative thereto. The building was built in 91 days, but the closeout has taken a lot longer. This company has been very difficult, Suki, in getting proper paperwork, but we are now complete.
Good.
Except for the couple affidavits.
Okay. Can I get a motion then to accept the contract by and between the County Commissioners of Clermont County and Perkins Carmack Construction, LLC, also known as PC Construction, and to approve the application for payment number 5 final with the contingencies as referenced in the add-on?
So moved.
Second.
Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Yubel.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, I was thinking I brought back old memories. Johnny Carson, wasn't there a great Carmack, or what was
Yeah.
that when he used to
Yeah.
put the thing?
That makes me old, doesn't it?
That's when he used to take the piece of paper and kind of.
Yeah, he had a little cap on.
Turban.
The turban. that was
Yeah,
it,
he did.
Yes.
All right,
It's true.
sorry, we digress.
Memories.
Have to wear that next time.
All right, the final add-on is appropriations or a training and travel requests to approve the following request for reimbursement of expenses for David Painter for $37.45, and then secondly for David Painter for $125.19. Can I get a motion for that add-on?
So moved.
And I'll second the motion.
Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Yubel.
Yes.
Painter.
Abstain.
We now have a need for executive session pursuant to Section 121-22G1, G3, G4, and G6, busy day, of the Ohio Revised Code. First, to consider the employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of one or more public employees. Secondly, to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation. Thirdly, to prepare for, conduct, or review negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. And finally, to discuss security arrangement and emergency response protocol for a public body or a public office respectively. Can we get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Yubel.
Yes, we'll be back shortly. All right, we are back online. We are back from executive session. No decisions made or votes taken. And there are at least 2 add-ons. 3 add-ons.
So our first add-on is a personnel action for the Department of Job and Family Services for Reagan Kidd, Social Service Worker 2, returning from leave effective 10/9 of 2017.
Okay, can we get a motion as such?
So moved.
You get it. Second.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Yubel.
Yes. And the second add-on?
Any commissioner would like to read the second add-on?
Second add-on is a recommendation of the law firm of Green, Ketchum, Farrell, Bailey, and Twill, LLP, 419 11th Avenue, Huntington, West Virginia, 25701, as special counsel to the Board of Clermont County Commissioners with the concurrence of Ernie Ramos, Jr., Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney of Civil Litigation, to adopt Resolution Number 153-17, resolving to approve the filing of an amended complaint for and on behalf of Clermont County in the civil action and direct special counsel to perform all due diligence and take appropriate action against all manufacturers and wholesale distributors legally responsible for causing or contributing to the opioid epidemic plaguing our community.
We get
Second. Or I'll make that motion.
make a motion for resolution 153-17?
Yes.
Up.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Painter.
Yes.
Yubel.
Yes. And the final add-on?
The final add-on is a recommendation of Ernie Ramos, the Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to authorize David H. Ewell, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a settlement agreement and release of all claims among the Board of County Commissioners and Universal Transportation Systems in and as it relates to the provision of transportation services for Clermont Transportation Connection pursuant to the terms and conditions stated therein.
Okay, can we get a motion then to execute a settlement agreement and release of all claims between the County Commissioners of Clermont County and Universal Transportation Systems LLC?
So moved.
Second.
Painter,
Yes.
Humphrey,
Aye.
Buell,
Yes. And I believe that's it, so we'll do a quick recess as the minutes are prepared by our very own Miss Holly. We're back, and we have had the minutes prepared, given to us for review. And obviously, we're in no hurry, but have a chance to look at it, and we'll entertain a motion whenever either one of you are ready.
I make a motion we approve the minutes of today's meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Buell,
Yes. And can I get a motion then to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Buell.
Yes. Thank you for coming. See you in 2 weeks, personally.